Good morning, my people. I don't show again. Cleverroy.com as usual. If you never subscribe to this channel, I beg, click there, make you subscribe to RAM. So it is very obvious, say the presidential candidate of the APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when it be say they go through in campaign, they go from state to state, they talk many things, it is very obvious, say he not get anything to tell the Nigerian people. If he not dey insult people, he go dey speak in tongues. The things when he dey talk, most of us will not dey understand them. The last one when he don gbas gbos now, he just come out dey tell people for where crowd and thousands of people dey. He say the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar say when they take appoint am Senate president. I cannot recall any time when Nigeria take appoint Atiku as a Senate president. And in the talk say na dem put am as a Senate president. The funny thing when it could even happen be say the presidential spokesperson of Ahmed Tinubu, which is the person of Keyamu, Festus Keyamu, SAN, very good lawyer. Those days when he dey fight for human rights, the guy come outside say wetin Tinubu talk, say not be Senate president now he talk, say na selling president. How presidential candidates of APC go dey talk say the presidential candidate of PDP na selling president? They think say we be fool. These people think say we be fool. We not be fool. Keyamu, we dey respect you before, but they talk anyhow. So if Ahmed Tinubu not get anything to talk to tell Nigerian people, I beg make una not dey confuse Nigerians. I dey beg una well. Me, I be Delta guy. You be Delta guy, Keyamu. You understand? I grow up for where you take grow up. So if you challenge me, we grow up for Ugeli, for the same town now we take grow up. I know your brothers and I know everybody. So I dey call you out now. Not they tell us say English when we hear as Senate president say na selling. You don't go school pass us. You study law. Me self, I study law. You don't understand? So the reason why make us they come out, they can't talk, be say, we dey tell you, say make you not dey confuse Nigerians. Normally, make una hear wetin Tinubu talk, make una see whether wetin Keyamu dey talk makes sense. Make una just listen to the conversation as it dey go.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the ruling All Progressives Congress, the APC, that the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, was a former Senate president. Atiku...
They have no mandate. What they have, na ice cream. It melt quick. You get me? They are yeye people. Atiku, when we make him Senate president, Abba, you sell this, you sell that, assets, our commonwealth, our patrimony, everything that we have, we sell them, we become skeleton. Atiku no care.
As vice president.
As vice president.
Atiku Abubakar since reacted to Tinubu's comment by telling the APC candidate that he was never a Senate president. Atiku also noted that Aso Rock is neither a sanatorium nor a mental institution. Hence, Nigerians have a right to demand that any aspirant to that office should be in the best state of health. In a strict reaction, Festus Keyamu, SAN, spokesperson for the APC Presidential Campaign Council, tweeted that Tinubu referred to Atiku as someone who we will make a selling president, who will begin to sell all our assets. Joining us now from Abuja studio is Kola Ologbontiyan, spokesperson, PDP Presidential Campaign Council. Well, good to have you on the program, the morning show, Kola Ologbontiyan. You listen to that introduction. So, is your presidential candidate a selling president? Or was the reference to him having been made a Senate president? And was he at any time selling president or, Senate president? We just need that clarification. And then secondly, there was a statement by Garuba Shehu indicating that there was no attack on the president in Kano. And that was made up by people promoting fake news. He said more or less the same thing that Bayo Ononuga of the APC Campaign Council said. So Debo Logunagba, who issued a statement saying, oh, this was an attack by the APC on the president. Well, Garuba Shehu now says PDP is lying, that was a conflict between those stone, lifters and what you call the Kano State Transportation Authority. So please, can you help us clarify these two issues? And if you guys are selling something, please let us know what your candidate is selling.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Ruben Abati, and good morning to Ayo and Rufai. Let me begin by congratulating the Arise News on his first 10 years, and let me also congratulate the inimitable chairman, Nduka Obaegbena, for the journey so far in Arise. I was also a part of it in the beginning. Having said that, let me go straight first to the issue of Asiwaju, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, over his comments in Akwa Ibom. Let me start by saying that Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu showed huge ingratitude to the governor of Akwa Ibom State, who did not only provide him a vehicle that took him to his venue, but also ensure that the place was secured, and also ensure that even the coffee that he drank was provided by him. But in spite of all this, in his characteristic abusive manner, he went after Governor Emmanuel Udom, calling him names. He also proceeded to accuse our presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. It is known to every Nigerian that the privatization policy was not the making of Atiku Abubakar. The privatization policy was a policy of the Obasanjo Atiku's administration. And it is hellish for any Nigerian, including Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to now turn around and begin to say that, oh, Atiku sold things, Atiku sold this, Atiku sold that. After all, the DG, Director General of the Bureau of Public Enterprises, when Atiku was Vice President, was the current governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, who in his book declared that Asiwaju wanted to strip Nigeria with Aaron. And as a matter of fact, it will go into the issue of selling. The Obasanjo administration, its privatization policy was believed to be in the interest of our nation. Would you compare that situation to what we have in Lagos State, where Tinubu is alleged to have stripped the entire state of the property of the state? So for us, and I keep saying this, Dr. Abati, and you remember that in the beginning, I went around the platforms, Arise and others, and I canvassed that let this campaign be issue-based. But because the Tinubu team have nothing, absolutely nothing to tell Nigerians, because they cannot bring their principal to come and sit on a situation like this, in a situation room like this, and debate with Nigerians, all they have to resort to is abuses. But we will not be distracted in our campaign. We are waiting to see how Nigerians will elect an abusive presidential candidate and elect an abusive vice presidential candidate. I know that Nigerians are wiser than that situation, and Bola Tinubu is going nowhere. Okay. Having said that, you also raised the question of what happened in Kano over attack. Well, the videos were everywhere, and I have a video of that also as circulated on the social media. But if the people who are fighting are becoming quarrelsome in the eyes of the public and now say that they are not quarreling, it is their own choice. But Nigerians out there are aware that President Muhammadu Buhari was said to have been advised not to come to Kano State, a subnational state under his purview, because his security will not be guaranteed. I noticed that my respected boss in the industry, Malam Garba Shehu, avoided that track. We are also aware, we also saw video of people who were throwing stones and pebbles. We also saw video of young men who were saying that, oh, Buhari must not come. If he came to Kano, he will be stoned, and he will know the difference between why the poorest people on the earth are the strongest. All the videos are out. But if they now turn around and say they don't have quarrel, so be it. But Dr. Abati, you are also aware that just yesterday, Bola Tinubu in Calabar proceeded further on his abuses to those in power, not to the PDP, because he said they cannot think, and that is why dollar moved from 200 naira to 800 naira. I don't think that is a sign of brotherhood. I don't think that is what a party member would tell its president. So he's our president. So I want to leave this discussion at this level.
Okay, thank you and welcome to the show. So let me ask you a question also, an allegation, or perhaps one thing the APC camp has said is that the PDP is responsible for the fuel scarcity, the lingering fuel scarcity. I know your camp has addressed that, but it'll be good to clear because Nigerians are suffering. And so when they say that you're the ones who are sabotaging the economy, you're responsible for the fuel scarcity, you're responsible for the scarcity of the new Naira notes. I'd like you to respond to that, as well as the fact that in December, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, who is the Deputy DG of the Tinubu Shetima Campaign Council, also said that the years of PDP rule and the refineries is what is causing the incessant fuel scarcity. Please respond to these comments.
Ayo, good morning. Thank you very much. I don't understand where the APC people are coming from each time they come to the public arena. But let me lay a foundation for you, which perhaps you haven't heard, or maybe you are even aware already, which is that the pain in the Tinubu camp is the fact that every strategy that they have tried to adopt in this campaign has failed them. And failed them woefully. One, they were going to campaign with Lagos State. Then it dawned on Nigerians. As well, Bola Tinubu is not the only governor that has ruled in Lagos State now. There were governors before him. There were governors after him. How can he alone, Mr. Emilokon, appropriate the successes of those who preceded him and those who came after him? They discovered that it wasn't selling. They went back to the Buhari administration achievements, if there are any, which they had earlier said they will not touch, that to constitute an embarrassment. They cannot campaign on Buhari's glory, if he has any. They went back to it. Now Nigerians rose and said, what are you talking about? You say you want to keep that legacy? Legacy of hunger, of suffering, of pains, of anguish? Is that what you are saying? They abandoned it. Now they have finally and conclusively resorted to abuse. Like I said, intimidation, bamboozling. And who is going to give our nation to those type of people? So this is where they are coming from. And that is why at every opportunity, they will say, oh, 16 years. 16 years? You have done almost half of that 16 years. And the situation has become worse in every sphere of our national life. And you think that Nigerians will buy into that? Nigerians are not ready to buy into that. So, when they came to the public arena and spoke to the issue of fuel scarcity and say, oh, they were talking to PDP, whereas it was clear, even to any idiot, that they were attacking President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Even if President Muhammadu Buhari's administration said that, oh, they are not attacking them like the PDP that they are attacking. Okay, so be it, but Nigerians know the truth. We didn't change the Naira The PDP administration never changed the naira. The PDP administration is not in charge of the economy policy of the country. The PDP administration is not today responsible for the oil and gas. The Minister of Oil as we speak today is President Muhammadu Buhari. So how can an attack on the oil and gas, how can an attack on the CBN governor be said to be an attack on the People's Democratic Party? It's laughable. Like I say always, there's a disconnect somewhere.
Mr. Ologbunyo, good to see you. Happy New Month. Let's go straight in. Can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Ologbunyo. Okay, we'll go for a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk some more. Welcome back to the morning show right here on the Rise News channel. I will say I have Kola Ologbunyo, spokesperson, PDP Presidential Campaign Council. Mr. Kola Ologbunyo, good to see you. Happy New Month. Great to talk to you. Good. Wish you the very best. I'm coming to this because Mr. Festus Keyamo took your candidate or said he was going to file a case in court about your candidate because of a video that was released, and he talked about certain SPVs. Also, you had a press conference to counter that. You talked about Colombia and transactions involving a certain Colombian. Let us talk about all those issues. Let's bring it to this table this morning. What's been going on with the court case and what's been going on with your case about the Colombian?
Well, thank you very much. To the best of our knowledge in the campaign, we are not aware because I don't think, as at last night, to the best of my understanding, I don't think we have been served, and nobody has told me that there are court documents that are hanging around in our campaign of service. But I am also aware that on the Colombian matter and on the drug-related issue concerning the forfeiture of $460,000 and the fact that the court convicted Bola Ahmed Tinubu, people are in court. We are also not unaware about the mysteries being sent around and the need for issues to be resolved amicably, and the campaign continues. We are also not unaware of people who are running around in the courts to find out where the matter. Hello?
Hang on a minute, Mr. Ologbunyo. You said emissaries are being sent from what campaign to make sleeping dogs lie on this issue? Who sent emissaries to who?
When I say that emissaries are being sent, it is directly proportional to the fact that emissaries are being sent to our campaign on the need to leave all those issues and concentrate on the campaign, on the need to create a harmony between the Atiku campaign and Bola Ahmed Tinubu campaign. And we're also aware of people who are going around the courts to also go and search to know where the matter is being filed. But they should wait for it. Whether Nigerians will allow a convicted personality to be their president. At any rate, the songs on the streets are clear to listeners. It is clear, and even the campaign, as you can see gradually, the campaign of Tinubu has collapsed internally and outwardly. So we are not bothered about those allegations. We are not bothered about getting hirelings and going around to hire blackmailers to come after Atiku. We are not bothered. Atiku was vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who had been investigated, like I had always said on this platform, and not one indictment had been found, and not one conviction had been found. But when the Tinubu people come out to the public arena to speak, what I normally ask myself is that, do these people have a process of checking themselves? Doing due diligence check upon themselves before they come to the public arena? Yesterday, while we were in Sokoto, His Eminence, the Sultan, counselled that we should speak to issues and avoid abuses. It is clear if you go and check the trajectory of this campaign, you will not find one place where it was the Atiku campaign that came out with an onslaught. We have always been the victim, but we have a responsibility to defend the candidate of Nigerians, the one that Nigerians are rallying with and whom they want to make their president, and that's Atiku Abubakar.
Okay, just some clarification. You said Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu drank coffee in Akwa Ibom. You know him so well that you know what he drinks, whether it's coffee or tea. I hope you are not working on both sides of the fence. However, I saw the press statement.
Dr. Abati.
Yes.
Yes.
So I saw the press statement issued by the Akwa Ibom state government on the matter. And they were very specific. It's signed by Comrade Ini, Mobong. And he was saying that the attack on Akwa Ibom state was unwarranted and that the state government is demanding an apology from Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, considering the fact that they provided facilities and approved the facilities, and also that he now used the campaign to say he will take over a certain residence in Akwa Ibom State. That's what the press release was talking about. And third, that he referred to Dom Emmanuel as he calls himself a governor, and that Dom Emmanuel is duly elected. So those are the issues in the statement by the Akwa Ibom state government. But you added they gave him coffee to drink to eat. Maybe you need to clarify that. But beyond that, still in that Akwa Ibom, there is an issue about the governorship election. The candidate of the PDP, Umar Eno, was removed by the court and replaced by Honorable Enyong, who is now, likely to be the PDP candidate. But the national legal advisor of the party says he will not get involved because across the states, people just go to court without reference to the office of the national legal advisor, who has the authority to initiate legal proceedings on behalf of the party. What exactly is the problem here? I know that the party has also issued a statement saying people should not go to court on behalf of the party. Is this a case of territoriality, even when the individuals, as in the case of Umen, has a local standard in the matter?
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Abati. As you know, I'm no longer a member of the National Working Committee of the party, and I don't like dwelling on issues that I don't have control over. But having said that, on the issue of coffee, has Bola Ahmed Tinubu come out to say that he didn't drink coffee in Akwa Ibom? He won't say so. Because I know that as part of the hospitality culture of Akwa Ibom people, whom Governor Udom Emmanuel truly represents and has always demonstrated, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not say that he didn't drink coffee in Akwa Ibom State. Because every facility that was required to make his stay successful was provided. How that kind of a person turned around to become abusive to a host that did well is part of the disconnection that we are always talking about. But having said that, I'm aware that on the governorship candidate issue, that appeal and all the necessary legal instruments have been filed concerning the candidate that was truly elected at the primaries of the party.
All right, okay, thank you. Since we're talking about elections and challenges with some elections, let's go to the Osun State governorship elections. In the recent ruling, Justice Kume, the chairman of the tribunal, had ruled in favor of Governor Roye, saying there was overvoting in the state and around issues with the results from beavers, data collected from beavers. Beyond Osun State, because I know that the Osun State candidate, who is a PDP member and is the Southwest coordinator, is going to go ahead to the appeal court. I'd like you to evaluate what this portends for elections, because we have only a few more days to 25th of February. And if we're having issues with beavers, contrary reports around voting numbers, I'd like to see what your party is, the position of your party with regards to this.
Oh, thank you very much, Ayo. Well, since you said that the governor of Osun State, the Governor Demola Adeleke, is proceeding to the Court of Appeal, I think we should leave that. But however, what's important, and I need to tell you, is that ahead of the presidential election, our agents, our coalition officers, every interest, every personality that is going to be involved in the presidential election and other elections, particularly the National Assembly election and the governorship and State House of Assembly elections, are undergoing training as we speak on this program. And this has been on for weeks. So we have no fears. If election is to be held today, the People's Democratic Party and all our candidates, being led by Atiku Abubakar, the people's candidate, is ready. And we will win the election on a first run. Thank you very much.
Okay, so a couple of things. Number one will be outlook on Abia, because now you have zoned Abia due to the unfortunate incident of the death of the PDP governorship candidate in Abia. Number two will be me needing a clarification, and this clarification will be as regards, you said that some people have been sending emissaries to the PDP not to talk again about a press conference you did and some investigations. Secondly, how far will the PDP take all of these investigations you said you have? Because you treated Nigerians to a press conference, and you can't just make it a political gimmick between both of you when they beg you, you settle it. And Nigerians have a right to know about what happened to those accounts and all of that. And is there still more coming up? Thirdly, and please, if you can do all of this in 4 minutes. Thirdly, will be what is happening in Lagos. The back and forth between the PDP and APC accusations as regards what's happened in Surulere, Togri, and the likes. What's your take on all these three issues, please?
Thank you very much, Rufai. On Abia, it is clear that we are going for a primary election. And the feelers I'm getting, it looks like, oh, the ticket might return to where it was originally zoned to. I cannot speak much on this. Like I said earlier, I'm not in the working committee. It's the duty of the working committee. On the issue of emissaries, it is clear, and I can repeat it over and over, that emissaries are being sent. And there's no argument about that, on the need to, oh, no, you people should drop all these allegations and all that. However, the leader of the pack, at every opportunity, will still go after Atiku Abubakar. Speak to Nigerians on what you want to do. Come to Arise. Let Nigerians ask you questions. Choose to even go to TVC. Let Nigerians see you engaging in a 10-minute debate. They will run away. They can't bring up their principal. It's only allegations. But let me assure you of one thing, that our party will do everything necessary in respect of any commitment that we have provided to Nigerians. And having said that also, you have also raised the question of insecurity. In the beginning, our party came out to raise the flag about the fact that Jagaban Army is a conduit to bring together thugs, arsonists, that will ensure that they cause havoc during the elections. And we have also even said that President Muhammadu Buhari should call a meeting of the National Security Council to address the issue of this rogue army. And they cannot provide any defense. They will not be able to defend it. Part of it is what we are seeing happening in Surulere and other places. Rufai, don't forget that in the 2019 election, apart from the threat of throwing people into the ocean, in areas that are dominated by those whom they believe will not vote for their candidate, they almost did not allow elections to hold. These are facts, these are there. And now that the leader of the pack, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is the one contesting, you can imagine what will happen. So I believe that the INEC and our security agencies have a lot of roles to play if indeed we want to have a free, fair, credible election. They must ensure that the Jagaban Army is publicly disbanded. They must ensure that security agencies will protect those who have come to vote and allow their votes to be protected. This is very important.
Well, thank you very much, Kola Ologbedin. Just a quick, point about your reaction to Jagabami. Dayo Isra, who is the APC National Youth Leader, has since issued a statement to say that the Jagaban is a democratic, peaceful organization, and that is not, put together to violate any laws of the land. However, I've also pointed out on this program that you can't wear a uniform that looks like the uniform of any of the branches of the Nigerian army. That would be a violation of Section 111 of the 1999 Constitution. But he has issued a statement to that effect. Anyway, thank you very much.